On GMA, we'll start with the latest on the Memorial Day shooting in Florida. 9 people injured at Hollywood Beach. What we know about the victims and the search for those responsible. Also, overnight, another person saved from the partial building collapse in Iowa. We're going to have the latest on that investigation and the dramatic new images of that disaster. Those stories and so much more right here on GMA.
Ahead in our next hour of GMSA, a number of stray dogs in San Antonio getting attention from out-of-state groups. What they're doing next month to help out dogs who are getting dumped. Plus, our Great Graduate Series continues with a student from Northeast ISD, how she's helping others on campus and in her community. And up next, air travel over Memorial Day weekend went a lot smoother than expected. Thank goodness. So look at why and what's next for this coming summer season. And checking TransGuide right now, the sun is up on the eastern horizon, looking at 281 right now. There's I-10 at West Avenue. We'll be right back. This morning on GMSA, an apartment fire downtown has turned deadly. What we've been able to learn about the huge blaze that sparked overnight. Plus,
as the president and House Speaker drum up support for their debt ceiling deal, there are already signs of pushback. I'm ABC's Justin Finch with what's fueling the friction.
And let's look out there with live cam. So Mike is telling us that we are drying out after a lot of people got some heavy rain last night. He's going to have a first look at the forecast in just moments.
Live from KSAT 12. Good morning, San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning, everybody. Rise and shine at 6 a.m. on your Tuesday, May 30th.
Thank you for starting your morning with us. It's going to be an interesting week because, even though it's going to be in the 80s, at least it's not like last year.
That's true. Complete change from last year. We were already like beef jerky out there, dry and chewy, and Mike Ostrahages
Yes.
here. Forget the chewy part.
God, that's a perfect description, though. Yeah, it was just, tough and dry, and the ground was just cracked and everything. And now, everything is so nice and green and beautiful out there. And I guess we can kind of call this the calm after the storm when you look at this picture out there, which is just spectacular. That is fantastic. Now, there is some fog to deal with, though. Actually, Kerrville has come up a little bit, up to 1/4 mile visibility, and good all around the metropolitan area, heading out toward Bernie, Hondo, hints of fog elsewhere, a little bit down there around Carrizo Springs, further off to the east. So we'll just kind of still be on the lookout for the next hour or so as temperatures, try to warm up somewhat, and we have all this humidity hanging around here and all the moisture in the ground. Right now, we're in the mid-50s in the hill country, 63 here in town, so we've dropped down another degree. We are 7 below normal right now, and dew points, though, are running neck and neck with the actual air temperatures. So you've got mid-50s out there in the hill country. You've got dew points in the mid-50s, and that combined with those clear skies allowing the heat to escape out into space and light wind. That's why we are seeing some of that fog. Molds on the moderate side. The updated count's going to come out anywhere between 7:30 this morning, and it's going to be interesting with all this moisture out there to see what that number does. Temperatures, we are going to be warming up pretty quickly once that sun comes up, and it's going to be a humid day today, though. Moisture in the atmosphere as well as in the ground. So that 82 at noon is going to definitely feel like it, and then we'll top off at 88 later on today. So temperatures still being held in check, nice and green, kind of cut and paste this for the next couple of days. Weekend forecasts, what about that? Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic authorities, Stephen, we had some problems earlier this morning. What's going on now?
Well, still have some issues out there, Mike, but we're first going to start here with a great shot at 35 at Benz Engelman. Things are looking great out there for drivers. This tends to be a very busy shot with a lot of traffic moving through, but you can see things right now looking clear with a great sunrise in a backdrop. Just remember to keep your focus out on the roadways. We do have some issues still reported. One of them right here along US 90 eastbound at Loop 410. Now we got to get the crash icon back there on the map, but you notice that we're not seeing any congestion out there. This crash was reported by TxDOT probably about maybe 20 minutes ago. Not seeing any congestion, so that's the good news, but we're waiting to get a little bit more information. But right now, just drive safe if you're traveling in those eastbound lanes. You may see those flashing lights, so remember, move over or slow down. Now let's give you a wide look at the metropolitan area. Not a lot else out there. Looks like we have a few stalls that don't seem to be impacting the majority of traffic, but as a friendly reminder, make sure to check your vehicles before you get out on the roadway. Quick look at some of these travel times. If you're heading along I-10 westbound from Seguin, it should take you about 29 minutes to get to the downtown area. 33 minutes if you're traveling along 87 northbound from Lavernia. And for our friends down in Floresville, should be about half an hour drive time for you this morning. Let's get one last look here at 35 at Benz Engelman. Great shot, but we'll keep a close eye on the roadways. Remember, we still have a lot of that active construction taking place. We'll have more on that coming up a little bit later on. Mark.
Stephen, thank you. New this morning, fire investigators trying to figure out how a deadly fire started in a high-rise apartment building overnight.
One person was killed in that fire at the Via Hermosa Apartments, and Katrina Weber is live where it all happened on North Florida's near West Travis Street.
Katrina, you mentioned earlier dozens of people had to leave their homes. Were they able to return home?
Well, that's right. Yes, some of them were able to go home, but we understand that accommodations are being made for others. The firefighters told us that apartments that were near or below the apartment where this fire started did sustain some damage. Now, there were about 40 units in all that responded to this fire, which broke out after 1:30 this morning. Firefighters say they found flames and smoke on the third floor of the building, quickly put out that fire. They also found one person suffering from smoke inhalation, took that patient to a hospital, but the medical examiner's office did confirm that the person has died. No one else was hurt. And again, several apartments do have damage from either smoke or water. We did have fire investigators here earlier, but we have not heard from them what, if anything, they found as far as the cause of this fire. Reporting live downtown, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. In your morning headlines, we're taking a live look at the White House, where the Biden administration is hoping to avoid a, quote, catastrophic default over the debt ceiling deadline this week. Right now, Congress is returning from the Memorial Day break to take up the debt ceiling deal.
President Biden and the House Speaker are pressing their parties to pass the bill quickly.
However, as ABC's Justin Finch reports this morning, some lawmakers are pushing back.
From the White House to Capitol Hill, a joint effort to win bipartisan backing for the debt ceiling compromise brokered by House Speaker Kevin McCarthy and President Joe Biden.
Well, I feel very good about it. I've spoken to a number of the members.
The president sounding confident after calls to Congress members, including Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell. A White House official telling ABC News the administration is working the phones, with senior staff and cabinet officials calling more than 60 House Democrats since Saturday. At the Capitol, Speaker McCarthy working to whip up Republican support.
I think it's good for the American public. You're going to have Republicans and Democrats be able to move this to the president.
But already, at least 10 House Republicans are leaning towards or are planning to vote no, arguing the bill doesn't cut enough federal spending. And progressive Democrat leader Pramila Jayapal worries the cuts are too deep. The 99-page deal would suspend the $31 trillion debt ceiling until January 1st, 2025, and lock in new non-defense spending restraints. The agreement claws back $30 billion in COVID funding, rescinds $20 billion of IRS funding, expands work requirements for some Americans on food assistance, ends the federal student loan payments pause in August, and preserves Social Security, Medicaid, and veterans benefits. The bill does not include tax increases for the wealthiest Americans or big corporations, which Democrats wanted. A tight timeline now for Congress. The deal is on track for a House vote Wednesday, then off to the Senate, where it could find friction. The deadline, June 5th, when the Treasury Secretary warns the U.S. risks default. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
A woman was found alive overnight after an apartment building collapsed in Davenport, Iowa. She is the 9th person pulled from that rubble. And emergency crews say 2 more people may still be in the building. The woman's recovery came after officials cleared the area for demolition yesterday. They believe the building was empty after crews spent hours searching for people, and protesters gathered at the scene angry over the city's plan to demolish the building just days after Sunday's collapse, calling it a hasty decision.
Before we go to break, the 2 remaining teams in the NBA playoffs will face off Thursday night in Game 1 of the NBA Finals right here on KSAT. The Miami Heat matching up with the Denver Nuggets for the title. Denver cruised to the finals, led by 2-time league MVP Nikola Jokic, sweeping the LA Lakers in their conference finals matchup. Miami looking to do the unthinkable and become the first number 8 seed to hoist the Larry O'Brien Trophy. Tip-off is set for 7:30 Thursday night.
Should be exciting. Time now 6:08 and 63 degrees for now.
Still to come on GMSA, air travel over Memorial Day weekend went a lot smoother than expected. We'll look at why and what that means for the summer season.
And also after the break, if you've noticed a lot of older cars on the roadways, it's part of a growing trend why so many people are saying no to newer vehicles.
Outside with live cam, beautiful sunrise this morning, just some clouds off in the distance, maybe just a hint of fog, but overall a fantastic looking Tuesday. Back to work. You're watching GMSA. In your consumer headlines this morning, a new study says our older cars are sticking around longer.
S&P Global Mobility says 12.5 years is the average age of the cars on the roads these days. The study shows it's one of the fastest increases we have seen since the Great Recession in 2008. COVID, the economy, and vehicle durability are some of the contributing factors on why we're still holding on to our older cars, and the trend might be sticking around.
In 2028, we expect that there's going to be over 122 million vehicles over that 12 years of age, which is about 40% of our vehicle fleet that will sit beyond 12 years of age.
A local mobile mechanic says his business has more than doubled in recent years. He says anyone who wants to keep their investment in good shape should keep up to date with routine maintenance.
Memorial Day weekend is considered the unofficial start of summer, and experts say air travel went much more smoothly than last year. Last Memorial Day weekend, airlines canceled 2,700 flights, kicking off a summer of 55,000 cancellations total. Despite a successful weekend, airlines fear delays could come from the federal government, now facing a shortage of air traffic controllers. Industry expert Scott Keyes says the entire industry cannot let its guard down.
I'm hopeful that means we're going to have a pretty good summer when it comes to flying.
On the roads, Americans got a break at the gas pump over Memorial Day weekend. The national average on Monday stood at $3.58 a gallon. So that's down more than $1 from the average at this time last year, which was $4.60 a gallon. Now, experts say that global oil prices are lower than last year, and Russia didn't cut its oil supply to world markets despite the war in Ukraine. Experts believe drivers will not see huge price changes anytime soon.
Back here at home on your Tuesday morning, 6:14.
Let's check back with Stephen Cavazos.
Well, we are expecting a lot more folks out there on the roadway as the commute does get busy, but let's get a quick look around town. 410 at Morrison, I'd say right now is a great time to hit the roads. You can see not a lot of folks out there this early in the morning, but that's expected to change as we do start to see more people waking up and getting the day started early with us. But 410 at Perrin Bidle looks like you're in the clear, and same goes for 281 at Sprucewood. Just remember to slow down anytime before you approach that curve. 35 at Benz-Engelman, a fantastic shot from our friends over at TransGuide. North and southbound lanes look great. But be on the lookout. Right now at this hour, stalls seem to be the big issue out on the roadway. We're seeing a few of them. Here's one, Loop 410 eastbound at Perrin Bidle. Not seeing any impact with traffic just yet. Just watch out for those first responders, likely TxDOT Hero crews who are out there working to help the driver out. And we do have another one, this time over off US 90 westbound at West Military Drive. And the same story here, folks. We're not seeing any slowdowns out there, but again, you have to make sure you move over or slow down anytime you see emergency lights or flashing lights out on the highway. Giving you a wide look at now at our map, it doesn't seem that we have any other issues to report. Looks like maybe another stall vehicle along 281. We'll get a closer look at that a little bit later on. But remember, we still have plenty of road work taking place. Cable barrier installation will also begin today around 9 o'clock in the morning. That will take us to Friday, June 2nd, and the work should tentatively wrap around 3 in the afternoon. We'll see a single eastbound lane closure along from Loop FM 471 to Metzler Lane. I can't talk today, but remember, you can scan this QR code for a full list of all the closures that are happening right now. It takes you directly to our KSAT traffic page, and it gets you in the know before you go. Other than that, guys, we're off to a pretty good start considering a lot more people are returning to work today.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yesterday was easy as.
Oh yeah, it was
Is anything,
it felt like a holiday for me as well, so that was good news. Yeah,
Okay.
but today we'll see how things go.
It was like an early Sunday morning around here.
Short work week. A lot of kids are out of school now. And good looking weather this week, but it's going to be seasonably hot and also pretty humid out there. Of course, with a lot of those storms yesterday, then the sun decided to pop out, and a lot of folks sent in pictures of the beautiful double rainbow that we had. Great shot right there. Thank you very much for the KSAT Connect picture. All right, who got the rain? And as you can see, not everybody, but it was this swath right from the hill country back down to the south and east. And there were some really hefty pockets in here right around Comfort, just north of there. This is radar estimate, 5 inches of rain south of there, a little bit more than 3. And that was the case going down I-10 into northwest Bexar County out there, 1604 and 10 right around the rim, about 3 inches of rain. Hondo, just over 2.5 inches. Got a fairly decent amount, about an inch or so right there around Medina Lake. Hopefully that helps out. And on the southeast side of San Antonio, 2 inches of rain estimated, and that's the situation down in toward Elmendorf. So again, those pockets, and right there just to the northeast of Floresville, about 2.5 inches of rain. Then you go a little further, and Seguin, didn't really see much of anything as far as any rain. All right, let's take a look way down the road. Here's the Climate Prediction Center, and this is going into the first and kind of second week of June. Still slightly better than 50-50 chance of seeing some rain or more than normal amounts of rainfall, and temperatures leaning toward the cooler side again, so this whole trend continues. And then going beyond that, still a slightly better than even odds of seeing more than what would be the normal amount of rain, and temperatures about where you would expect. So we're almost in that normal range right there. And so we are getting into today, the normal high temperature is 90. And so we'll be in the low 90s as expected. So nothing, though, too extreme still. Beautiful sunrise this morning, and still got that fog out there in Kerrville. Nothing really showing up elsewhere. A hint of it there in New Braunfels, Gonzales, and then also down around Carrizo Springs, Cotulla, off to the east. So again, got to keep on the lookout for that. But we've got some dry air upstairs in the atmosphere, and that's why we've got these beautiful blue skies out there. And the low, which brought us all this rain, as you can see, this counterclockwise spin is moving off to the east. That may still produce a couple of showers in our eastern counties later on today, shower, maybe even a thunderstorm or two. Now, as far as the rest of this week, temperatures right at normal or a degree or two below, though, right there within 2 degrees or so of 90 all the way through the rest of the week. Plenty of humidity. Then we do have some lower temperatures coming in for the weekend with more clouds and another chance of rain. Low temperatures, again, are going to be right there, just about where they should be all week long and going on into the weekend. So the forecast today, we are going to be up to 88 degrees, a lot of humidity out there. And again, those temperatures right in the upper 80s, close to 90. Plenty of sunshine, some morning clouds. We got the fog to deal with this morning, perhaps tomorrow as well. Then go into the weekend, and slight chance for some rain on Saturday, Sunday as well, and then going into Monday. So more than a foot of rain so far this year, way, way above where we were for the entire year last year, which is fantastic news. By the way, Thursday, obviously the 1st of June, a couple different things. That's the start of the meteorological summer, June, July, August, and also the start of the hurricane season.
We knew that was coming.
Which again,
Already.
NOAA and the Hurricane Center says it's going to be pretty close to average number of hurricanes, thanks to the we're done with the La Nina and El Nino kind of moving on in here, so that tends to kind of quash a lot of hurricanes in the Atlantic Basin.
Okay, good to know. Thank you.
Thank you.
620, 63 degrees.
And just ahead, the mom of a 9-year-old boy is speaking out over a week after he was shot in the chest by police after calling 911. What she says next in your GMA First Look.
If you're taking an antidepressant, but you're still masking your depression, you could be experiencing a partial response to your antidepressant.
Partial response happens when your antidepressant alone isn't enough. Let's try adding Rexulti. When added to an antidepressant, Rexulti was proven to reduce depression symptoms 62% more than the antidepressant alone. So you can build on your progress.
Rexulti can cause serious side effects. Elderly dementia patients have increased risk of death or stroke. Antidepressants may increase suicidal thoughts and actions and worsen depression in children and young adults. Report fever, stiff muscles, and confusion, which can be life-threatening, or uncontrolled muscle movements, which may be permanent. Increased cholesterol, weight gain, high blood sugar, low white blood cells, unusual urges, dizziness on standing, falls, seizures, trouble swallowing, or sleepiness may occur. When depression sets you back, keep moving forward. Ask your doctor about adding Rexulti to your antidepressant.
Is there a reason that these officers showed up and were like, okay, this could be a very volatile situation or dangerous situation?
In this morning's GMA First Look, an ABC News exclusive. It was just over a week ago that 11-year-old Adarian Murray called 911 to his Mississippi home after he says he was awoken by an argument between his mother and her ex-boyfriend. But when police arrived, the unthinkable happened. An officer shooting Murray in the chest. Now the boy and his mother are speaking out to GMA and GMA3.
Can you talk about that moment when did you hear a gunshot?
I didn't know who got shot at the moment until I seen my son running out.
And coming up on both Good Morning America and GMA3, we'll hear from 11-year-old Adarian Murray for the first time in an ABC News exclusive interview. With your GMA First Look, I'm DeMarco Morgan, ABC News, Grenada, Mississippi.
WhatsApp reportedly testing a new screen sharing feature for video calls. Users can record or show what's on the screen. The feature currently available only on Android phones, and only select users have this feature for now.
The Google Pixel call screen feature is letting users select their level of protection. The basic level is blocking spam calls. The medium level stops spam calls as well as suspicious calls. And the maximum protection level declines all unknown numbers.
And if you want to check your blood pressure, there's a low-cost app for that. Engineers have developed a clip that works with your smartphone to monitor your pressure from your fingertip. The device may end up costing as little as 10 cents a piece.
And time now 6:25 and 63 degrees right now.
Some of our best views of the sunrise this morning have been via TransSky. And there's one right there, 35 at Benz-Engelman, 281 at 1604. As Stephen is shuffling through some of these camera shots. Thank you very much, sir. There's the one, that's the prime one that he just posted on social media. We'll be right back. Right now at 6:30, a deadly apartment fire downtown. What we've been able to learn about the blaze, including dozens of people who were evacuated. Plus,
dumps 2 dogs in the streets to fend for themselves that have been a part of your family.
The number of stray dogs being dumped in San Antonio is getting attention from out-of-state groups. What they're doing next month to help out.
After showers and storms with torrential downpours last night, beautiful sunrise out there as we get closer to the end of the month of May. Good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday, May 30th.
Thanks for joining us. This morning getting up was kind of funny because I walked out and I was like, oh yeah, it did rain a lot yesterday, but I kind of forgot, know.
It really did. I mean, absolute downpours, which has helped with the drought, continues to put money in the bank as far as water around here.
Yes, indeed. And again, some folks didn't see a drop of rain yesterday, but other folks saw many, many, many drops of rain. And now on the heels of that, we've got a beautiful sunrise in store. A lot of that rain did fall in portions of the recharge zone and also up to the northwest of San Antonio, where some of the worst drought still remains. So hopefully that put a big dent in that. We'll find that out on Thursday when the drought monitor comes out. First of all, with all the moisture in the ground, we do have some fog to deal with. Kerrville was down to 0 visibility just about 45 minutes ago. Now it's up to 5 miles. Hints of it elsewhere. And temperatures, we've got some rain-cooled air, so it is actually on the chilly side for this time of year. Mid-50s in the hill country. The normal low here in town is 70. We're at 63, 60 in Halota, 61 in Bulverde. And we do have mold on the moderate side. It's going to be interesting to see what that count is when that comes out in about an hour or so. So we've got some clouds around the area, especially off to the west, otherwise some patchy fog. And then mostly sunny skies, upper 80s, and it is going to be on the humid side. Same thing then the next couple of days. Then once we get into the weekend, a couple of showers around here, maybe a few thunderstorms, and temperatures are going to be down in the mid 80s. Yeah, nothing extreme as far as temperatures are concerned in the forecast. We'll take a look down the road further to see if there's any changes to that coming up. Traffic Authority, Stephen, what's cooking on the roads?
Well, you know what? We have a lot of pretty shots here, Mike, from TransGuide. Thankfully, we're not catching any major issues in terms of the roadways, but let's get a quick look around town, show you what you can expect for that early morning drive. Very busy there at 10 at Brazos. You can see traffic in the east and westbound lanes getting a little bit more jam-packed with folks out there. Remember, a lot of people returning to work today, so just expect some slowdowns as the commute does get rolling this morning. But there is that beautiful shot there at 35 at I-37. North and southbound lanes also look pretty good as well. Let's take you to our map. So the big issue of the morning have been some of those stalled vehicles. Right now, this is the latest one. Earlier, our map was detecting a little bit of a slowdown along those southbound lanes of 35 at Alamo Street. We do have a stall in the reported along the upper level, but it doesn't appear to be impacting traffic as much as it was earlier. So that's the good news. But now let's give you a wide look and show you what you can expect around town. Not a whole lot else out there, but what we will start to see a little bit more of that yellow that you see along US 90 eastbound. If you're heading in from Castroville, Loop 1604, that's expected. Normal congestion is expected to pick up as, again, a lot of people are returning to work, but thankfully they have a great view there at 35 at Benz-Engelman. We'll continue to keep a close eye on things and have updates for you throughout the morning. Mark, Steph.
Thank you, sir. Our top story this morning, an overnight fire has taken a toll on both people and property.
One person was killed and several apartments in the downtown high-rise were left with damage.
Katrina Weber is there and tells us what's happening with the other residents of the building.
According to firefighters, the smoke and the water from fighting the fire have left several apartments here at the Villahermosa Apartments with damage. Now, accommodations are being made, we're told, for the people who live in those damaged units. All of that smoke, though, was too much for one person. Firefighters who arrived here after 1:30 this morning found that resident suffering from smoke inhalation. That person was rushed to a hospital. However, the medical examiner's office has confirmed that he or she has died. Fire crews, meanwhile, quickly knocked down the fire, which broke out here on North Flores near West Travis. About 1:30 this morning, it broke out in the third-floor apartment, and they evacuated about 30 people from their homes. Most of them have since been able to go back. So far, we have not heard anything about the cause of this fire. We did have fire investigators here earlier, but they have not disclosed what, if anything, they found. Reporting from downtown, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Developing now, a violent, chaotic end to the holiday weekend.
Memorial Day beachgoers in Florida running for their lives after shots rang out, injuring 9 people, including a 1-year-old.
As ABC's Rhiannon Alley reports, police say the gunfire erupted after some sort of confrontation.
This morning, 9 people, including children, are recovering after this shooting in Hollywood, Florida, capping off a violent Memorial Day weekend.
I was laying down having a good time at the beach, and all of a sudden I heard like pop, 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 like about 6-7 shots. Everybody started running.
Officials say around 6:30 p.m., gunfire erupted on the Hollywood Beach boardwalk. A camera captured the chaos as shots rang out, people running to safety, some even racing into the water to escape the gunfire.
There was multiple shots at this place called Margaritaville.
5 adults and 4 children were shot, a 1-year-old among those hit. Video shows police and bystanders treating victims. A spokesperson for the local healthcare system says all are in stable condition. An eyewitness says he saw several young men fighting in front of the stores lining the boardwalk when one pulled out a gun and started shooting.
Preliminary investigation reveals that there was an altercation between 2 groups that resulted in gunfire.
The shooting was one of many over the holiday weekend. In Columbus, Ohio, at least 5 people were shot at a block party. 3 teenagers are expected to survive. And in Chicago, police say at least 47 people were shot over the weekend, 9 of them fatally. New Mayor Brandon Johnson admits there is a lot of work to do.
This weekend, what you saw on display is that everybody recognizes is that it's going to take all of us to unite this city and to build a better, stronger, safer city.
Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
And back here at home, Texas lawmakers have wrapped up the regular session after nearly 5 months of work. In that time, lawmakers sent 1,026 bills to Governor Greg Abbott's desk, and he has until June 18th to sign or veto them. Abbott has called for an immediate special session, saying, quote, many crucial items remained unpassed, end quote. Now, Abbott says special session items would focus on cutting property taxes and border security. Other items on the agenda include, quote, protecting children from life-altering gender mutilation. adding $1.4 billion to make Texas schools safer, requiring armed security at all schools, and providing access to mental health care for students at all schools.
Looking ahead, the Texas House has named 12 members to prosecute its case against impeached Attorney General Ken Paxton in the state Senate. It's a Republican majority board of managers made up of 7 Republicans and 5 Democrats. So now the Senate will hold a trial. It's unclear when that will happen, but it'll be before August 28th. Before then, leaders will come up with rules for the trial, then present them to the Senate June 20th. In order for Paxton to leave and never hold elected office again, 2/3 of the Senate would need to approve. Paxton is accused of bribery and corruption. Right now, his duties as Attorney General have been suspended until the Senate trial is over.
And we have new details this morning on some dogs dumped and left behind in a Northwest Side neighborhood that was caught on camera. Now, neighbors want the dogs picked up for the pup's safety, their own safety, and their pets. This home security camera shows someone inside an SUV cut the headlights and pushed the dogs out and took off. Now, one neighbor says the dogs were abandoned in the Timber Ridge neighborhood on May 19th and have been roaming that area since. He has called the city's 311 line multiple times, but says the dogs have not been picked up. Animal Care Services says the situation is being handled with a trap because the responding officer did not find the dogs while patrolling that area.
Someone's child might be mistaken for a small animal, or that someone's pet, might kick in that prey drive of those 2 dogs.
The issue of dumping dogs and stray animals in San Antonio has gotten the attention of a nonprofit dog rescue from Los Angeles. They're planning to host a free spay and neuter clinic in Bandera next month.
In the years since the Robb Elementary shooting, the Children's Bereavement Center of South Texas has been ingrained in the community, providing free counseling. Now, work is almost done to build a permanent facility in town. The space donated by St. Philip's Episcopal Church next door. And work being done inside is also being donated by several companies out of San Antonio and surrounding communities. When completed, there will be private counseling offices, art therapy rooms, and an outdoor space to promote healing.
Very excited. What I need now is to be able to find a couple more grief counselors who are qualified, because we've gotten really busy, and I know we're going to get busier the first week of June.
Now, the center is hosting a 4-day grief camp next month. Dr. Sokol says they need 2 master's level grief therapists to help continue the important work they've started this past year. The dedication ceremony for the permanent facility will take place coming up on June 29th.
And the time now, 6:39 and 63 degrees for now.
Just add our Great Grad Series continues with a student from Northeast ISD, how she's helping others on campus and also in her community. 6:42. For the past 3 years, it's been difficult for businesses and organizations to fill janitorial positions back to pre-pandemic levels.
But one local senior student took initiative to combat the challenge by forming a cleanup club.
Alyssa Cole shines a spotlight on this morning's great graduate from NEISD's Johnson High School.
Meet Tolu, the inspiring teen on a move.
And if everyone has a different gift that's unique to them and they're all utilizing it at their full capacity, then we'll be able to do so many more things.
She goes to Johnson High School, and every day she finds different ways to give back.
Every Tuesday and Thursday after school, we go and we help the custodians for 1 hour by using cleaning supplies and just cleaning the school, because we have a shortage of custodial staff.
She's one of Northeast ISD's shining stars, known for fostering meaningful environments using compassion, humanitarianism, and science.
I thought, hey, I'm going to be isolated during COVID, so I might as well try and make some new friends by starting my own club. And this club is also a volunteer club. For instance, we talked about literacy being an issue in San Antonio, and so we had a book drive. So we raised a lot of books, sent it to an orphanage.
Their group making a small but mighty impact, collecting and donating 400 books. She also volunteered as a tutorer, helping teen refugees from Ukraine learn English.
Salute. This is in recognition of being the Student Volunteer of the Year at Johnson High School for 22-23.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Everyone around campus knows Tolu's actions are rooted in empathy. It's what led her to accept an invitation from Northwestern University in Chicago.
I plan to major in neuroscience and then become a doctor afterwards.
After graduation, she plans to keep serving, but in a different capacity.
There's also a prison education reform club that I want to join, where they help all the prisoners learn how to come out of prison once they're finished with their sentence.
Alyssa Cole, KSAT 12 News.
Time check, 6:44.
Let's go ahead and check back with our Stephen Cavazos.
I think Mike would say you probably need your sunglasses if you're traveling through 35 at Benz Engelman, but great shot. And the morning hasn't been too bad for the commute either. You can see that, again, north and southbound lanes look great out there. And I've been checking some of these TransGuide cameras. That's pretty much the same story. But what we're going to start to see more of, a lot of those slowdowns. A lot of people returning to work today. So right now, over on the northwest side, you can see that Loop 1604 going eastbound as you approach Bandera. Traffic's moving at just 18 miles per hour, so not very fast. That's normal congestion, but we're also seeing that pick up a little bit further down over here along the far west side. US 90 eastbound, that's another hot spot. Traffic moving at just 22 miles per hour along those eastbound lanes at Montgomery Road. So just expect the slowdowns to take place as a lot more people are getting the commute rolling this morning. Now, a wide look at the metropolitan area. We'll start to see a lot more of the orange and red creep in our map, but if you have to hit the roads in the next few minutes or so, shouldn't be too bad for you. But remember, we do have some road work taking place here, sidewalk improvements along FM 1535, otherwise known as Northwest Military Highway. That work starts around 7 in the morning and should wrap around 6 in the evening. But this is going to take us all the way up to June 2nd. Various lane closures in both directions from Loop 1604 to Huebner Road. So just expect to see that out there as the commute does get moving this morning. But again, great shot at 35 at Benz Engelman. I forgot my sunglasses at work. Actually, I think I lost them.
No.
Yeah, that's not good.
I have a spare.
Oh, I'll borrow them. I'm pretty sure they're very nice and probably sparkly.
Not these.
Okay.
Mike, does KSAT have a lost and found? Do you know? Is there a box underneath their counter up near front?
I think, every once in a while an email goes out and goes, hey,
That's true.
yes,
Oh.
thus and such.
Yes.
That's true.
We claim it, so go check up there. But
Yeah, I hope you find them though.
my doctor always tells me, make sure you wear your sunglasses all the time when you're outside and make sure they're UV. So, and sunscreen.
Yes.
So that's on your shopping list. Sunglasses.
It's going to stop by HEB later.
Anything with sun in the beginning, sunscreen. How about sunflowers? Wow. This just worked out perfect.
That was
well done, Mike.
I love that.
Awesome.
I didn't even plan that, but thank you, Stephen, for doing that.
I will give you a fist bump for that.
All right, there we go.
There you go.
I love that picture. I mean, the beautiful sunflowers out there, and then, so kind of tranquil looking in the ominous clouds that moved on in. Great shot there with the storm approaching down in Kingsville. Thank you very much for the KSAT Connect picture. Whoa, Nellie, talk about sunglasses. Yeah, that's bright out there, even just looking at it like this on that screen. So, yeah, take your sunglasses, sunscreen, everything else, and hopefully the air conditioning's working because we've got some humidity out there. We're going to keep a lot of humidity. We are going to warm up very quickly as the day rolls on. We'll make it up to 82 at noon. Lots of sunshine out there. Maybe not even a cloud or two. Some off to the east later on today, and then 88 for a high temperature. Normal high 90. Right in the ballpark of where we should be. Couple of, like I said, a couple of clouds off to the east today, and maybe even a few showers and a leftover thunderstorm or two well off to the east. The system that gave us the rain yesterday has continued to work its way out here. You can almost see, sort of step back and look at this, a little bit of a counterclockwise spin in the atmosphere off here to the east, and that's that low that moved across the area and gave us that rain. Otherwise, around the country, there's just not much of anything going on. I mean, got a few showers up there to the north of us, but yeah, just a very kind of blasé pattern, if you will. We have to jump ahead to the weekend because the next few days are going to be cut and paste, lots of sunshine, some clouds here and there in the morning. We do have a chance for a few showers around here going in on Saturday. We'll have a lot of clouds and just a couple of them. Then we go into Sunday morning and we've got a better chance for some showers and thunderstorms. We might have one of those nighttime complexes trying to develop Saturday into Sunday. We'll keep an eye out for that. And then Sunday, a few showers scattered about the area. Now, again, this computer model likes to paint things in broad brush. I always got to point that out here, so it won't be raining everywhere constantly. And then Monday, another chance for some rain, and that looks like it may extend into Tuesday as well. So the great pattern is going to continue. Now this week, we do get that chance to dry out. We have temperatures, again, that are going to be right around normal high, maybe just shy of that. Plenty of humidity around here. We've got all the moisture in the ground as well, and then lots of sunshine. Now we go into the weekend, and that's when we see that chance for some rain to move on in here, and still not a great shot. Again, as that one computer model showed, it may be trying to get one of those nighttime storm complexes to develop late Saturday into early Sunday, so something we keep an eye on. Temperatures will then be held down in the mid 80s as we go into the weekend and the first part of the next week with those rain chances. So rain every couple of days, chance to dry out, get your grass cut. If not today, if it hasn't dried out enough, the next couple of days, and then more rain over the weekend. Temperatures held in check.
I could hear the grass growing last night because of the rain.
Yes, there was a lot of it.
Drowning because of some of the rain. But
Also
yeah, it was coming down in buckets up there around Comfort. Some radar estimates about 5 inches of rain. And just, I mean, all at once. I kept looking out the window and it was like, couldn't even see through my backyard. It was coming that hard, so.
Yeah, it was unfortunately, I was on the roadway. I was like headed home and I was like, I want to get off this highway, but we're okay. We're okay.
And here we are, 6:50 on your Tuesday morning, 63 degrees.
We are celebrating great college graduates from across the area, and tomorrow on GMSA, how one UTSA grad plans to use his degree to help his home country of El Salvador.
We call it the Sunrise Sampler, and here's another helping right now, taking a live look at 6:50. We'll be right back.
Good morning. Coming up here on GMA, we'll start with the latest on the Memorial Day shooting in Florida. 9 people injured at Hollywood Beach. What we know about the victims and the search for those responsible. Also, overnight, another person saved from the partial building collapse in Iowa. We're going to have the latest on that investigation and the dramatic new images of that disaster. Those stories and so much more right here on GMA.
And let's get one last look at traffic now. 35 at Benz Engelman is a great shot, but expect to see some slowdowns that don't look too great out on the roadways. Let's just go ahead and get you to some of the slowdowns we're spotting there. You can see along Loop 1604 eastbound at Bandera Road, traffic moving at just 20 miles per hour. And remember, it's back to work, so that means back to a lot of the congestion. Let's take a drive over here to US 90 eastbound as you approach Montgomery Road. You're going to see a slowdown there as well. 20 miles per hour there, 21 actually. So just remember to just pack some patience this morning and have to take another drive over here to State Highway 151 eastbound at Hunt Lane. Again, traffic moving at just 21 miles per hour. But other than that, we've seen stalled vehicles out there. Had a few crashes in the early morning hours, but those have cleared out. And now what we're really going to start to see are a lot more of those hot spots where we're going to see a lot more folks out there. But just remember to pack some patience this morning. We'll watch things very closely. But overall, pretty nice shot here, Mike.
Oh, yeah, beautiful out there. Grab sunglasses and enjoy the day. It is a bit on the humid side. We've had some fog, as you can see, hints of it over there toward Uvalde, and then Gonzales down to 4 miles, 7 at Kerrville. Kerrville has improved quite a bit. It was down to 0 just not too long ago. 50s and 60s right now. We're 7 below normal. Yeah, nice start this morning. Going to make it up to 88 later on today. Plenty of sunshine around here. Again, we will have some humidity thanks to all that moisture in the ground, but that's greening things up so nicely. And so we're going to be staying right around 90, 89 throughout the rest of the week. Kind of cut and paste each and every day. And then another chance for some rain coming in here this weekend.
And if you missed it, Mike said the slightly cooler, slightly wetter forecast continues for a couple more weeks.
At least in through the following next week, June. Yeah.
Should be good news. Thanks for joining us today.